because it's home ownership for that person. If I can help you find $1 million home, I love that too. It's all about helping
Mm-hmm.
people get into the home and just live their lives, every day, and being happy with their surroundings and knowing that they made a good decision.
My name is Kevin McIntosh, and this is the Closing Table, where we talk to experts about their experience in real estate all across the country. Let's go. Welcome back to the Closing Table. I am your host, Kevin C. McIntosh, and joining us on this episode, ready to share her knowledge with us, we have the pleasure of speaking with Maria Ramirez. How are you, Maria?
Hey, I am wonderful. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for being here, taking time out of your very busy schedule to be with us here on the Closing Table. We appreciate that. Now, you are in a market I don't think we've necessarily talked to anyone from yet, so I'm interested to get into that. But first, we're going to start off with an icebreaker. Cool things down. It's called Fill in the Blank, Maria. Couple sentences. They are incomplete. They have blanks. I need you to help fill those in with great context that makes sense. Are you ready?
Okay, let's do this.
All right, let's do this. First one. A common obstacle to obtaining a home is blank.
Financing.
No wrong answer. My real estate market is mostly affected by blank.
Interest rates.
Yeah, I think that's a common response. I would agree. Okay. Most new home buyers' common mistake is
Not being pre-qualified, baby.
There it is. Last one.
Well, people get excited.
Oh, go ahead.
They see a home, they get excited, and then they're like, oh, now we got to go, and maybe they can, maybe they can't. Anyway, sorry to interject on that.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Please. Last one. Blank can help you sell a home faster.
Preparation.
I would agree. All right. Well done, Maria. Thank you so much for starting off our icebreaker on the cooler side of things. Now we're going to keep it moving. I'd like to take a little bit of time out, at least 60 seconds, for our guests, more specifically you. Maria, can you tell us who you are outside of real estate, please?
Sure. I'm a mother. I have 2 adult children and 1 grandchild. Now that my kids are grown, they're adults, and I'm, pursuing, and well, I love to travel, first of all. So this is a perfect career for me. I've got a Shih Tzu and a Shih Tzu. Where are you, Lola? Con? They are my babies. So my kids tease me and they say, Mom, you're so much, how come you treat them so good? Even better than you treated us. That's not true, but it is kind of.
I used to say that to my mom, so yeah.
Kind of. But no, I'm just a happy person, and I just love my life. I'm single. Yeah, it's a good life. And I just, every day's a gift is what I say. Every day's a gift. And I love, like, now that I'm helping people get into home ownership, and it's a beautiful thing. So I would love to lose weight.
I love your perspective on life.
Thank you. I would love to take off. My doctor keeps telling me, you got to take 20 pounds off, but I love to eat, And
yeah,
so
me too. Yeah.
If I don't eat, so anyway, I'm a little bit chubby, but that's okay.
No. You are made perfect in God's image. That's what I will say.
That's right. So, that is right.
Yeah, there you go.
That is right. When I start to feel like I'm like, God thinks I'm great. So you know what? Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, as long as God thinks I'm great, we're good.
Yeah.
But
you are your own individual.
But I do try to take care of myself somewhat. I do try. I love to garden though. I put up videos. If anybody's out there, look for my videos on YouTube, because not only do I
Mm,
do real estate, but I do videos of I post videos of my babies, of my plants, places I'm going. I've just started this less than a year ago. So I'm so excited to have that up. So I like to share
nice.
things about me on my YouTube videos. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely. We'll make sure we have a link to that too. We're gonna put that out there so
yes.
other people can check that out also. So
Yeah,
thank you,
that would be
Maria.
awesome.
Give us a little bit of insight into who you are as a person. We appreciate that. Now, this is the
Okay.
part that I'm interested in going to because like I said, you're in a market that we haven't had a guest on. I want you to
Mhm.
talk about your current market that you're serving. Twofold, two-part question. One, talk about it geographically. Give as much detail as possible for people who may have never been to your market, including myself. Second part of the question, talk about some real estate economic information, some data, some information in regards to what's going on in your market, please.
Okay, well, so I'm in Las Cruces, New Mexico. It is the second largest city in New Mexico. It does get
Mm,
confused quite a bit. People say, is it Mexico? And so a lot of people, believe it or not, you run into it is in the United States. It
mm-hmm.
is next to Arizona and Texas. We are just 45 minutes away from El Paso. Um, and so it's 300 over 300 days of sunny days in Las Cruces. We are
Woo.
in proximity. It's beautiful. You're 3.5 hours from Albuquerque, which is the largest city in New Mexico, and the capital is only 4 hours away. So there's tons to do. Las Cruces is just a beautiful city that's growing, but not so fast that it's so congested, with all the traffic,
Mm,
and it's spread
mm-hmm.
out quite a bit, so you have your choice of living within the city limits, and then there's also different areas outside the city that are within 10-15 minutes, so it makes it really really nice place to live, nice option.
Yeah.
The
Nice.
other question you said was, what was the second fold?
Real estate economics. Any data for real
Okay.
estate? Any average price points, time on the
Okay.
market? Any information?
Okay. So there's a couple of things. White Sands Missile Range is nearby. There's a lot of it's what 30-35 minutes up, but going east. But when you're going up the mountain, there's all these, like I was saying earlier, there's a lot of other small places to live, so it's spread out
Mm-hmm.
quite a bit. But White Sands is definitely a big contributor to the economy of Las Cruces. We also have New Mexico
Mm,
State University, which is
okay.
huge for us.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, I have a couple of people that I've been searching for several months, let's say maybe three. Uh, they really want to be close to the university for their children. So there's a lot of people that buy homes in Las Cruces while their adult children are going to school. So those are the
Mm,
two
okay.
big, two of the big factors. There's a lot of things in El Paso, which is only 45 minutes away, but there's still people in Las Cruces that work in El Paso. It's that close, right?
Really?
To where people, if
Yeah.
they want to have that bigger city, so that would be doable. When we're talking about homes month to date, and I haven't checked the numbers today, but as of a few
Mm-hmm.
days ago, we had about 1,200 homes sold. Little over 200 were uh, new build or less than a year, because we have multiple builders.
Okay.
It's really expanding. And then over 900 of those were resales. The medium price has been for new homes, it's right about 335 ish. Like I said, this was the data from a few days ago that I looked it up. And then
Okay.
the resale home runs about 300. Now, no, that's not, I thought it was my battery. I'm like, ah. Now, that being said, that's the median price. So
Mm-hmm.
I just put one on the market that's, almost 800,000, so there are
Woo.
those homes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There are those homes. There is one in Anthony, let me tell you, that's like 2.7 million. Gorgeous home. So just because we're saying 335 does not mean we have a
Of
lot of
course.
luxury homes available,
Mm-hmm.
right? We
Mm-hmm.
have communities. We have like Picacho Hills Country Club is a gorgeous place to live. So if you need a home in a country club setting, give me a call because it's a beauty.
Nice.
The homes are on large lots. They are just beautiful. They're more high end. We also
Mm.
have Soledad Canyon, and I think a lot of retirees go there because there's so many people that come to Las Cruces to live from other states to retire. Okay, so Soledad Canyon has a lot of luxury homes as well. I recently sold a home in a community that's called the Sanctuary. Let me tell you, my buyer is thrilled, thrilled. And this was running about $500,000 homes anywhere, in that price range. But they are well worth it.
Whoa.
Gorgeous.
That's good. I'm not surprised to hear about luxurious properties being in that area with a market that has 300 days of sunshine. I mean,
Hmm.
I would easily see that as a hot spot. But that's good. That's good to hear. Like I said, I've never been to New Mexico, so I have no idea of what's going on there. So you giving us a little bit of insight definitely helps
Yeah.
paint the picture.
Do you golf?
I do actually,
Okay, well, you
not
know
as
what?
frequent
We've
as I
got
like, but yes.
we've got multiple golf courses. Of course, Picacho Hills, as
Mm.
I was saying, it's very exclusive, gated community. It's for their members. But we also have the Red Hawk Golf Course, which is it's not too old. I think within the last 3 years, it's really boomed. That community's booming. But those lots are smaller, but they are beautiful homes, but the lots are smaller. Whereas
Mm.
Picacho Hills, you have the 1 acre lots that just are gorgeous. We also have the NMSU golf course. So, they bring in, they were telling me that they would do like 3,500 or 30 something, 35,000 golfers per year. So it is a great
Sheesh.
place to come if you want to come golf.
Yeah, I would imagine so too. Nice, good sunshine, open
Hmm.
land, things of that nature. I could see it. Right, right. Nice. Okay,
Yeah,
then.
and it's hot during the summer, but you only have a few weeks where it is get very hot, but then the rest is just beautiful weather.
Well, let's talk real quick. What are the hottest temperatures that you're experiencing this summer in New Mexico?
Here in Las Cruces, I was going to say 307, 107 that I have looked at has been the
I knew
hottest.
you were going to say triple digits. I knew you
It's
were going to
triple
say triple
digits.
digits. That is
Yeah,
crazy.
it is.
I
But
could barely do 90 degrees and
let me.
100 anything. I'm in the
Uh-huh.
house.
So I was in Albuquerque for a few years, and it's a little cooler there, right? And
Mm.
coming from Las Cruces, where I've been, I raised my children here, so I've been here. I was here for 32 years. Went through a divorce, went off to Albuquerque to start a new life, and it was funny because I would be there, and people in the 90s they were like, oh, it's so hot, and I'm like, this is gorgeous, so that, like you said, if
Mm.
it's in the 90s it's hot, but it's well worth it because you only have a few weeks of that, and of course there's air conditioning, right? But
Yeah.
other than, aside from that, it's gorgeous weather. The
Love it, love it.
sunsets
Plus, you got
are,
the mountains. Yeah.
yeah, the mountains, we have the Oregon mountains are beautiful, but if you can Google sunrises or sunsets, they are gorgeous here. So it's,
Really?
yeah,
Ooh,
beautiful. A
okay.
lot of people in real estate, one of the things that you'll see is that the realtors, we always focus, if we have a good view of the sunset or the sunrise, those photos go into the MLS.
Mm,
I have
good
a
point.
house
I can
that
see that.
yeah, so the Pueblos, so you've got an area that's called Sonoma Ranch, and those homes go fast because it's a beautiful area. Off on Sonoma Ranch, there's a place called a community, also a gated community, that's called the Pueblos at Alameda Ranch. So
Mm,
I've had a couple of homes sold there, but one of my sellers, as a matter of fact, we're closing hopefully tomorrow, but we had beautiful photos of the sunset from their backyard because they had this beautiful pool, the hot tub, just in beautiful home, and that sunset just
Nice.
it was just gorgeous. So yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, yeah, that's something that, hey, you'll definitely be paying for that in the price of your home. So, but it'll be worth it though. It'll
Yeah,
be worth it.
views,
That's
views,
beautiful.
views. Yeah. Hmm.
Uh-huh. Exactly. Exactly. I want to ask you about that geographical location because it is close to the border of
Hmm.
Mexico.
Yes, it
And
is.
oftentimes you will get people from Mexico coming to the United States and vice versa. So with that being said, being bilingual in English and Spanish generally in that area would be very, very helpful. And with you being bilingual, can you talk about a time where, speaking both languages actually gave you an advantage in either recruiting leads or managing transactions for a client?
I can tell you, I've managed a few transactions where I had to do the entire transaction in Spanish. And
Mm,
what was, so by being bilingual is very important. It's not just people coming, because we're south of the border. There are so many people that are established in the States that have never learned the language enough to do an
right.
important transaction like buying a home. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's been really nice to be able to sit down with people. In fact, I had one customer in particular. Not only did I have to do everything in Spanish, but it was all wet signature. She did not have access to, she didn't want to do internet. She didn't have email. So I had to actually go
Oh
old school
wow.
on this one, drive to meet her,
Mm,
drive, get the drive. And so it was one of those things where I couldn't just send an email, but that was really advantageous for me, because she was very appreciative of being able to take it a step forward. Prior to that, they had purchased a home, the same home that I sold for them. Someone else handled it a few years ago, and they didn't go
mm-hmm.
that route, which to me speaks volumes, that someone would choose me to, because I appreciate it if
Absolutely.
someone selects to do business with me, and I take care of them. It's a big deal. I mean, it's a huge deal to buy or sell a home. So I want to be the person that people want to, they know they can trust, and that I'll go that
Correct.
extra mile for them.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah, and communication is a big part of that too. Not only
Hmm.
communicating the way that they prefer to be communicated, whether that's via phone, text, email, or
Hmm.
in person, but
Yeah.
also, the communication barriers and things of that nature and passing through information that they can understand and it translates easier. That makes your job more, I don't want to say easier, but it makes you look more like a professional and you know what you're doing.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
I
Love
mean,
to hear that.
there's
Love to
been,
hear that.
there's times that a call will come into the office, and they're like, "Who's here that speaks Spanish?" And I'm like, "I'm here."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so
There
it
you go.
is.
That's
It's
that
it's a
advantage.
wonderful thing. I have a daughter, and I know we were talking about this earlier, but I have two kids, my son George and my daughter Felicia. So we're in New
Mm-hmm.
Mexico, and then my daughter is in New Jersey. And so she learned a little bit of Spanish, not as much as she would like. And then she went to NMSU, is off there. But she, time and time again, even in New Jersey, she'll say, "Mama, thank you so much," because just knowing that little bit of has helped her in her job. So yeah, being
Yep.
bilingual is important.
Yep. Absolutely. I'm an advocate for it myself. Don't know any other language fluently, but I
Hmm.
dibble and dab in a little bit of American Sign Language, a little bit of Spanish. So I got a long way
Mm.
to come, but I applaud you for that. I applaud you for that.
I've been
I
wanting
want to
to
talk
learn sign
about
language.
Uncle. Yes,
No,
yes, me
yeah.
too. It's mainly because my son is still at a young age where he doesn't talk, so he knows a little bit like more, all
Hmm.
done. So
Hmm.
I try to
Hmm.
communicate like that with him, and take it beyond that. But yeah, I
Hmm.
get it. Being bilingual, definitely worth it. I want to talk about retirees in your
Hmm.
area. Can you share a success story where you helped a retiree find a perfect home in your market?
Yeah, I've got to date right now. Well, I actually sold recently. I sold a home, sight unseen, for some retirees that were coming in to retire. but they
Mm.
didn't necessarily have time. And it was amazing because everything, I had my phone ready. We were looking at everything. They moved in. Love it. So that was sight unseen.
Nice.
Okay. However, so that's to me, that's a big thing because I've heard horror stories when people buy sight
Mm-hmm.
unseen. Why? Because their
Yeah.
realtor didn't take the time to really get into that home and
Mm-hmm.
really view everything and
Mm-hmm.
communicate with them. So it was just kind of like an overview, and then okay, it's great, and then the buyer comes in and they're like, it's not great. I actually have a really good review on my in Google with this family, this couple that bought,
Oh.
but currently I have three couples that I'm working with. One is moving here from Nevada, and I've had my first. They were here a couple of months ago. We looked at a bunch of homes. They'll be ready at the end of the year, first of the year. And then I have another couple, and they're coming from Florida. They're retiring here. The husband is an educator, so he's going to finish off this year. And so I've been sending them homes. What I do is I have the MLS when I have these customers that are going to be coming in the near future, retirees. I start sending them homes that are on the market today, knowing that they're not in the market
Mm-hmm.
today, but just so they start to see a little bit more of what is available
Right.
here. So when the time
Right.
comes, they know about different communities.
Okay. That's good. I want to ask you about the retiree thing because I've spoken to agents in Florida, and Florida
Hmm.
is, I guess you could say, generally known as one of those retiree states.
Hmm.
But I feel like it's mainly because they have great weather and obviously the water. But I just feel like because it's not heavily populated and it's great weather. Do you see New Mexico or your market specifically being more of a retiree designation more nowadays?
It is going in that direction. We like when I
Okay.
was talking about the different communities, not just in Las Cruces, but the surrounding areas. We have a lot of retirees coming in because the cost of living
Mm,
is fair. I mean, it's not cheap, but it's not
good point.
overpriced. So
Yeah. Yeah.
you can
I can see
buy
that.
you can sell a home somewhere else. You have your basic 3 bedroom, 2 bath, medium sized lot somewhere, let's say California, and you sell it for 7, 8, 900,000, which is outrageous. Then you
Mm-hmm.
come here and
Yeah.
what you can get for that money. Whoa.
For
I mean, you
half the
can get a
price. Yeah.
lot of house. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
that is,
Mm-hmm.
and then plus you have all these attractions, the food. Okay. If you like Mexican food, there's tons of it here, but we do have other types of
Ooh.
restaurants as well. So it's a great place
Love
to
it. Ooh, I'll
retire.
have a ball out there.
Yes, you
Yeah.
would. Yes, you would.
Oh, okay. Okay. Love that. Yeah, I was kind of as you started to speak more about it, I started to make the connection to some of the characteristics in Florida. And that's why I asked that because I see a lot of similarities between the two, besides the fact of, New Mexico not being as surrounded by water. It is still by water, but it's not as surrounded by water. So I just feel like I want to ask that. But
Well, yeah, but
thanks
if
for
you want,
sharing.
but if you want water, Elephant Butte is the Elephant Butte Lake is gorgeous, and they've
Hmm.
got boating, they've got water activities, and it's only like maybe 45 minutes to an hour away from Las Cruces. In fact, I have a
Okay.
couple. Beautiful couple. It's two ladies that have been together for a long time, and they're looking to retire. Forgot about that one. They want to be near the water, so we have been looking at the Elephant Butte area for them because
Mm.
they want to be near the water. And so, I mean, it's not, but they do have a place where there's an area for like beach area, but it's not like the
Okay.
ocean, but it's a beautiful lake. So if you're
But
looking
it's still,
to be
yeah.
near the water, yeah, just look up Elephant Butte. You'll be really impressed how much activity there is out there.
Yeah, yeah. I can only imagine if you add a little bit of water to, a place like, Las Cruces or the state in general, that that makes it even better. I mean, clearly with it being
Yeah.
107 degrees, put me near some water.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. I want to talk about have you ever had a relationship with the client that went beyond the closing? where it was rewarding. It was you built something. You built a nice rapport with each other beyond the closing. You have any examples of relationships like that?
Sure. I have several, but the one in particular that is really near to my heart is Spanish speaking. The
Hmm.
customer, kind of bilingual, but he we could communicate. So there was a lot of that whole Spanglish talking, English and
Hmm.
Spanish. Uh, so he came in first time home buyers, and his he was only approved for a small amount. um, and so we looked and we looked, showed him multiple places. um, then when I found him the one that was within his price range, but that was move-in ready, because sometimes they need a lot of work. When you're going at the 150 $200,000 range, they are going to need
Yeah.
some work.
Hmm.
So we we found him the home before closing. He calls me and he says, hey Maria, my parents are in town. They live in El Paso. He says, can we look at the house? And I said, sure. So I called the realtor. I said, hey, we're going to go look at the house. We go over there and picture this. It was the most beautiful thing.
Mm.
He's there. I go and open the door, and they were so happy. Like, you would have thought that I was selling them $1 million home. It was like, mijo, look, oh my god, I can't believe you're gonna get. They
Hmm.
were like, their heart was just so happy, and it made me happy that I could help
Yeah.
someone do this. So we have remained Facebook friends, and he sends me pictures of the improvements that he's made. Like, he's redone the cabinets, he did some things to the garage, the yard. He started a project, and then he started it over. But he's so proud of, home ownership is a
Mm.
beautiful thing. And it doesn't
Hmm.
matter your price range, okay? Because everything is relative. So to me, if I can help you get a home that's needs a lot of work, I am happy to do that, because it's home ownership for that person. If I can help you find a $1 million home, I love that too. It's all about helping
Hmm.
people get into the home and just live their lives, every day, and being happy with their surroundings and knowing that they made a good decision.
I'm gonna tell you, when you as you were telling me that story, I started to get excited because I felt the pride. I felt happy too because I'm like, I could just imagine that fit. It's
Mm,
really just about the feeling that you get when you succeed or when you hit a goal or something like that. It's not even about the goal, it's about the feeling. And I
yeah.
felt that energy exchange just
Yeah.
now. So I understand that sense of pride in helping someone out right there.
I
Good
can tell
job.
you I
Good
can
job.
tell you a cool story that's in the $500,000 range. Very similar. So I had this customer that I met at an open house, and we got it. We had a relationship. We worked well, and I started showing him homes. It was one home, two home, three home, and about the seventh
Hmm.
home, we thought we had it right. And it was a gorgeous home out in La Mesa. That's a beautiful area. Pecan. I forgot to tell everyone about the pecan orchards, and the hatch a few miles away. That because we're the green chili capital of the world. Okay, so
Okay.
the seventh home, gorgeous home. It was about 5:30, I think it was. We look at it, and then we look at it again. He comes out and he says, no, it's just not it. He wasn't feeling it. And he said, look, Maria, I'm a serious buyer. He says, I was ready to get it. He goes, just stay with me now. Seven homes is not tons to show to, because sometimes people have to look at 20 homes before they make a decision. Sometimes it only
Hmm.
takes one. So I said, no, 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 it's okay. Well, do it again. So then we find the one at the sanctuary that I was telling you about. Did the same thing, did the
Hmm.
walkthrough. We go outside, and he looks at me like this, and he goes, this one's it. Let's make an offer. This is my house. And it was such
That's
a
the
smooth
one.
transition. That's the one. Now, this particular customer had everything in a row. I mean, he was prepared to buy, but he is so thrilled with where he's living. he asked me to list his home at another area, another $500,000 home, and we actually closed on it a month ago. But we
Mm,
remained friends, because when you help someone, it's so nice to be able to remain friends and to be able to help them or
right.
their friends.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because essentially you basically you made a very life-changing transaction. You helped them with a very life-changing transaction. You helped them with the biggest sale or purchase in their entire life. So I
exactly.
can completely understand them, wanting to continue that relationship. I
Hmm.
understand that. That's nice. That's
Yeah.
good to hear. This is what I would consider my $1 million question, Maria, because we have
Woo!
an audience of home buyers and sellers. I think they would want to know this from your perspective as a professional, knowing what you know now and using today's resources that you know are available. If you are an inspiring first-time home buyer, you, Maria, first-time home buyer, you're aspiring, what approach would you take to owning a home in today's market in 2023?
Well, the first thing you want to do is interview at least two lenders. Sit with them and get pre-qualified. It's heartbreaking. So, and the reason I say two lenders is because even though the interest rates are really close, the fees can vary. And as a
Correct.
first-time home buyer, you're looking at every, it's sometimes you've got to save every penny to get that your first home. So I would say
Mm-hmm.
first of all, check with at least two lenders and see what their fees are and get pre-approval. Once you're pre-approved, then you can interview realtors, um, attend open houses to meet one. Call me, I can help you. Did you see that one? Did you
Mm-hmm.
get that one?
Mm-hmm.
Call me.
Yep.
I had to throw that one in. Just call
There you
me.
go.
Once you're pre-approved, call me. But so yeah, getting pre-approved is probably the most important part. I have a transaction that I'm working with right now, working through, and I met them at an open house. Didn't have a lender, didn't have a realtor, so I was able to introduce them to a couple of lenders, and they've got one now. And I should be getting the pre-approval letter, and we can start on that beautiful journey of home ownership.
Nice.
Hmm.
Nice. Love to hear that right there. Making the transaction as smooth as possible, doing your due diligence and everything. We appreciate that knowledge, Maria. And thank you so much for pulling up a chair to the closing table. We appreciate that. At this point, if you have any last words and or want to tell people how to reach out to you, please do so
Sure.
now.
Okay. So I'm in Las Cruces. My name is Maria Ramirez. You can reach me at 575-520-4509. Or you can shoot me
Mm-hmm.
an email at mariasellslascruces@gmail.com, which is
Mm-hmm.
MariaSellsLasCruces. So
Mm-hmm.
everything spelled out, mariasellslascruces@gmail.com. And I would be happy to be your realtor.
Beautiful. Thank you again, Maria. We appreciate that. And for our YouTube
Thank you.
audience watching right now, if you are watching and you got to this point, please do us both a favor and hit the like button. We appreciate that. Make sure you also share the content and subscribe to our channel, please and thank you. And if you are listening on Apple, Spotify, or any other podcast platform, please do the same. Give us a like, a 5-star rating, and subscribe for our latest content, Maria. I like to leave our
Yay.
fans, or our audience, I should say. I like to leave our audience with a question before they leave the chat to get their brains going. So this is for you, audience. Would you rather live in a state that is hot year-round or a state that experiences all 4 seasons? Don't tell us now. Leave it in the comments below. Besides that, we'll talk to you next time.